All right, here we go. Keefe D, welcome back to VladTV.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm here.
It's been some years.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and we did like what I feel is your first real interview.
Yeah.
And after that you did some other,
yeah,
some other platforms and everything. But I think we got like the full story in our last interview. So I kind of want to fill in some of the blanks along the way in terms of some of the stuff that's happened since last time, plus some of the stuff that I think we skipped over last time. So the first thing I want to talk about is, well, you have, how many siblings do you have?
I got, right now I got,
well, originally, how many siblings did you have?
It was six boys, 6 girls.
Okay. And your older brother got killed?
No.
No?
Never.
No? Okay.
My oldest brother died of leukemia in 1971.
I thought you, okay. And one interview you said your older brother got shot in Compton. No?
One of my older brothers, yeah, he was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened with that situation?
He just, I got a call when I was at a hotel room in Long Beach, and I got a call to say your brother had been shot. And I went up to Martin Luther King, and he passed through the hallway, and they said he got shot by some gang members.
Okay. Yeah. Was he active himself?
Back then, he was, fresh out of prison. Yeah, he was active himself.
Okay,
yeah.
So he was a South Side also?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the situation around it?
No, not really. They just said it was some East Side Pyrus.
Oh, okay. Was that, how old were you when that happened?
19. I was 26.
Okay, so you're a little bit older. In your mid-20s by that point.
Yeah.
Was that the first time that someone that close to you got killed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my best friend, man. I heard it real bad. Yeah.
Okay.
We played on all the little league baseball teams, football teams together, all that, ran track, all that. And
okay.
That was my best friend. We slept in the same room. Grew up in the same room, really.
So when you found out what happened, what did you go through?
What I went through, it hurt it real bad because I was fresh out, I had been out like 4 months. And I was at a hotel, Residential Inn out there on Lakewood Boulevard in Willow there. And I got a call that said, your brother been shot. So I went up to Martin Luther King and So got back to the neighborhood after they said he passed away. Got back to the neighborhood, they said it was East Side Pyrus or something.
Okay. And this is, the Pyrus is who you guys have been beefing with since forever, essentially.
Yeah. Back in 1971, I was like 8 years old. And it was like 3 days after Christmas. Brand new 10-speed. I'm coming from Savon's. I'm a little fucking kid. And we get to the Palmer and Long Beach Boulevard right there. It's called Red Liquors. And there was about 30 Pyrus there. Older dudes, about 20. They was in their 20s. Herman Jr., bartender, just to name a few, Little George, Willie T, all them was at the gas station, at the liquor store right there. And it was like 5 of us. We was all little kids. We driving up and they ran out there. One of them socked me in the nose and took my bike. And my neighbor took his bike too. And we walked up that alley, and I was like 8 years old, I think that was fucked up because I'm a fucking kid and I'm black. Why would you take my bike? My parents worked it hard for that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I was crying,
You were
I was
10.
a little fucking kid.
Yeah.
It was 1971, I was like 8.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they took my bike. Yeah. So looked like they was bullies, you know what I'm saying? And I felt that was wrong, you know what I'm saying? I would never, if I was 19, I wouldn't take no 8-year-old's bike, you know what I'm saying? His parents worked it hard for that shit and everything,
Yeah, I had the same thing happen to me around the same age. Some older kid just ran up on me, took my bike, ran off. I cried like a baby.
Yeah.
Because at that point, your bike is all you got. That's your transportation. That's how you get around the neighborhood. Like, I feel you. But when did the actual, I guess, war between Southside and Mob Piru actually start? Because were you guys ever cool at one point, or no? Was it always just funk?
Back then, it was they was called Eastside Pirus. The mob was, when I was in school, mob wasn't out yet. It was the AMs, Ludus Parks, and the Lime Hoods. I think mob came out like about 82, 83, 82, yeah. But the mob was really considered Ludus Park. We considered them Ludus Park. So they had a big ass neighborhood, huge, and they had a lot of older dudes that was a generation before me. And they were some bad motherfuckers. I don't give them their props. And they was deep, a lot of them.
I mean, was there an incident, because for example, like when you look at the Rolling 60s A-Tray war that's been happening for like 30-something years, it goes back to like a girl, two dudes were messing with a girl and then a fight break out. One of the guys gets killed and then, the other side wanted them to bring him the guy and they refused. And then 30 years later, hundreds of bodies later, like here we are. Although they are cool right now after the Nipsey situation. But was there an actual thing that happened between Southside and Mob that caused the division?
No, it's just back in the early 70s, like I said, the mob wasn't even out then. They was called Eastside Pirus. And they on our side of town, they was the deepest. Then like about 77, the Santana's formed. And they became the dominant gang on our side of town, on the east side.
Okay.
And matter of fact, they even took one of their neighborhoods, Santana's did,
What year did Southside Crips form?
We formed it like when I was like in the 3rd, 4th grade.
Okay, so before your time.
Yeah, before my time.
Got it.
I was there though when it formed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was there when it jumped off, yeah.
Okay, but how old were you when you actually became a member?
Like in junior high school, maybe
So
like
a few,
yeah,
4 or 5 years.
7th grade.
Okay, like
7th grade,
3, 4 years later.
Yeah.
That's when you joined.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there ever like along the way, was there ever any truces or sit downs or round tables or anything of that sort to try to stop the violence?
No, never. It's always been only thing that really stopped it was the Rodney King riot.
Ah, right.
It stopped.
91, I think.
92.
92, yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, 92. Like, I think it was like March the 28th.
Peace treaty.
Yeah, I never thought I would go into Nicholson Gardens up to Ludus Park. I went to Ludus Park when I was a kid, though, when all that shit was brand new, before the gangs was there and all that. My big brothers used to play basketball in the gym, and they used to play flag football for the flag football team, and they had brand new rides. Ludus Park was like brand new when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay, so when the peace treaty happened, were you part of the discussions at all, or no?
I was too big for that.
Okay.
I didn't really.
You're already in the dope game.
I was a gangster, and I wasn't gang banging like that. You know what I'm saying? Our neighborhood, like back in the early 70s, them dudes, like the Eastside Pirus, they was gang banging. Our older homeboys was getting money.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, they used to be with the Fruit Towns getting money. The older Fruit Town dudes, getting money. And my big homies was players. One of my big homies was the first black dude to have a house in Diamond Bar. My big homies was all about money, and our hood is about money, man. Once you get a certain age, you turn into a gangster. You stop that gang banging stuff, with your pants hanging down. You know what I'm saying? You don't go look for trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Gang bangers look for trouble. We don't look for trouble. If trouble coming to us, we're gonna bring it.
How long did the peace treaty last?
Oh, it lasted a long time. Maybe about 3-4 years.
Okay.
And Watts, it lasted even longer. You know what I'm saying?
Was there something that happened in Compton that messed up that peace treaty?
I can't really say. I can't really say. I wasn't into the streets like that. I was just getting money I was going all over the country getting money, man. Minding my business.
Well, actually, I mean, if you look at because obviously the peace treaty stopped after the Tupac incident. There was no peace treaty between Mob Piru and South Side after Tupac.
It wasn't. It wasn't about that.
That was 96.
Me and Suge played football together, man.
Right, so that's like 4 years after the peace treaty. So yeah,
I've been to his house, been to his uncle's house, the twins' house. You know what I'm saying? We all played Greater Compton football together.
Right. But he wasn't Mob Piru during that time.
No.
He was just a regular kid.
But it was 20 dudes that was Crips on that team. They would not have, even Neckbone was on that team. You know what I'm saying? They been out and said they was no fucking Bloods back then. Because we had South Sides, Santanas, fucking Kelly Parks, just, you know what I'm saying? Atlantic Drives. We had a lot of different games that was on at least 20 game members was on my team when Suge played on my team.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, in 1984, I guess you're around 21 years old. You went to prison for emptying 2 clips into a guy's house?
Yeah.
What happened?
The night before, we had got into it with the next neighborhood, and our big homies came and shot somebody, shot a couple of dudes, and I didn't know. Now I happened to be at their store. It was called TikTok back in the days, and I came out the store and they was sitting in the corner, about 12 of them. They was older than me, big dude, and I jumped in my car, and some kind of way they got the fucking door open on the other side. So I was kicking the dudes. Then they got the door behind me open, and they drugged me out, fucked me up real good. I got some stitches right here from that, and they hit me in the back with a trash can, and I hit my chin on the curb. They fucked me up pretty good. Yeah.
And what was it over? You just being from the other side, or?
Because we had my homies, we had got into an incident the night before, and one of my big homies shot one of their dudes.
Ah, okay.
And I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get jumped.
Yeah.
They fuck you up pretty bad. So then what happens next?
And I went home, got my 30-30 with 2 clips, and put my 9mm right here, and I went to the dude's house.
So you knew where the guy lived and everything?
Yeah, because we went to school together and all that. So I went to the dude's house, and he ran in the house, and I started shooting. I shot up the house. Then once I hit the corner, his brother was there, and I jumped out. I put the car in park. I jumped out and put the gun on him, and he's like, "Man, don't kill me." So there was too many witnesses out there. I would have, you know what I'm saying? So I just hit him with the butt of the gun. And a couple of my big homeboys that followed me back, Bubble Up, Crip Clyde, and Gangster Ben, they followed me back. We beat the dog shit out the dude, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then I went to the hospital, and the police, I had left the shells from the what's game in the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the police go to your car, find the shells.
Yeah.
And then charge you with what, attempted murder?
They charged me with at first attempted murder, but they dropped it to shooting in an inhabited dwelling. Yeah.
Okay. Was that your first arrest?
No, I had the Blondie was one of my first arrests. Blondie and Lyte.
They arrested you before?
Yeah. But before Lyte, when Blondie was a rookie, he had this dude named Baker. And that motherfucker was a mother. He taught Blondie everything. Blondie thought he was a track star and all that old shit. I used to smoke his ass, though. You know what I'm saying? I ran track, too, you know? But yeah, Blondie was my first arrest. He chased me. He chased me in the house, and I ran around the house. And he was chasing me around the house, and My sisters grabbed me and said, "They gonna kill you, fool." And him and Baker took me to jail.
Yeah, Blondie passed away in 2021.
Yeah, I heard about that on the wire, YouTube.
I mean, did you still have animosity towards him at the end there, or was it just like whatever, a long time ago, who cares?
I got bigger than Blondie and them. They couldn't touch me. And once I went to prison for that shooting and the drug case, I sat there and thought about where I was making all my mistakes and how I was going to advance my drug trade. All it did was make me smarter, all that shit, where I can't get busted. Ain't no local doker gonna get me, you know what I'm saying? They would have, you would have to bring the feds in order to tap my phone. I never touched this stuff or nothing. Got smarter. All it did was make me smarter.
Right, because it didn't seem like you were the guy that was on the front line putting in the dirt. As time went on, it seemed like you separated. So the fact that you did all this, that was because you were, 21 years old at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, you kind of changed your whole
Changed my life, yeah.
Okay. Well, there was a video in 1993 with Mello featuring Redman for a song called Blaze It Up.
Yeah.
You and Orlando are actually in the video.
Yeah. Okay. They came and asked us to use our lowriders. We had a lowrider shop called Compton Hydraulics back in the days. My little brother did. And people used to call and ask to use the lowriders. Matter of fact, that's how I met Puff.
The Usher video.
Yeah.
The orange one, was it?
No, it was Ruby Brown.
Okay.
Candy.
Brown.
Candy Brown,
exactly. Okay, so you guys were actually in the music video.
Yeah.
Okay, did you guys know Redman?
I met him that day. And after then, we became friends. Every time he came to California, he'd come straight to my, I had a triplex on the Alondra. Front house, I sold the weed. And in the middle house, I had the bird stash. And I had this old gangster that was protecting the shit. He had a couple of raw-ass pet bulls. So, yeah, he used to pull up to that little spot. He used to get off the airplane, get in his taxi, pull up to my spot. Keefe D, I need that bud. He was ghetto. I liked him. He went all bougie and stuff, staying up top, like Puff them. They never came to Compton. They was bougie. You know what I'm saying? Redman, I like the hood, you know?
Yeah. He's also a weed guy. I mean, Redman loved weed. I mean, he was rapping about weed from his first album.
Yeah.
And, it's not like seemed like he always smoked big too, so.
And we had the best weed in the country back then.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't no internet, wasn't no grow houses, none of that shit. We always had the best weed. So that's why most of the East Coasters and the Midwest dudes love our weed, back then.
Well, since our last interview, someone actually sent me the CD cover for Orlando's rap album. Have you seen this before?
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Success Records and Entertainment.
Yeah.
You look at the track listing, What's Crackin', Seven Deadly Sins, Way After Daylight, Ride to This, I Keep Rollin', Blow 'Em Out the Water, and so forth. So was Orlando serious about rap, or was this just some whatever shit that he was doing on the side?
He was gonna, he had started a record company.
Well, yeah, Success Records.
Yeah.
There's a phone number
J.O.
on there.
Felony, all of them used to come through and all that stuff.
J.O. Felony, really?
Yeah.
From San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he just pressed up this album and just gave it out locally?
I had went to the Fed, so I didn't really know what was going on out here. And I didn't really talk on the phone once you get in the Feds, because they how you know how they do. Yeah. But once they was doing that, I went to the Feds.
Got it. And actually, I just found this out. Your son is actually on that album with Orlando.
Yeah, he sang a little hook, him and his little brother. Yeah.
Okay.
They was kids then too.
What's the age difference between you and Orlando?
I'm 11 years older than him.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was your older sister. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Your older sister had a kid and okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, one of the things you said that's kind of interesting was You said that Suge initially called you for Dr. Dre's number.
No.
No?
No, the dude, you talking about Harry O and them? As far as the Death Row shit?
Yeah.
No, one of my friends, he was kind of behind that shit. He was, you know, he's in the background on that. But Harry O was like the front man.
Yeah.
One of my best friends was what's the name? You know, like Reggie was like trying to stay out, put his wife on blast like that. No, she used to take me down to MDC to go see the guys. I wasn't trying to put her on blast or nothing like that, like she no whore or nothing. Cause I don't fuck with hoes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that was my broad before it was Seals. And he know that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Her name was Boo. She used to take me down. I know she legal and all that stuff, trying to live her life paralegal or some shit. But yeah, that's what happened. I wasn't trying to put her on blast or nothing like that. I was just, she know the story. That's why she be feeding it to him. Like she used to take me down there to MDC. And she used to wait in the car when I used to go see the dudes. But they called and asked me to hook them up on a conference call with Eazy-E. So I called, they talked to Eazy, and they asked him, do we want to run a record company?
And that was Death Row?
Yeah.
Okay, they wanted Eazy to run Death Row?
They offered it to him first.
Okay, but was Dre already part of it?
No, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
They offered it to Eazy first. So once the phone call when they did, Eazy showed up at my house 30 minutes later. He like, dude, them dudes in jail. You know what I'm saying? And I'm already established. So the next day, my partner that was in the feds with Harry O, he like, let's call Dr. Dre. And he called Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre took the deal. And he went on with him.
And he had already parted ways with Eazy by that point. Or was he still with Eazy?
He was still with Eazy. He parted ways. They gave him like $200,000, and he parted ways. And they had this dude from Fruittown. I'm just saying his initial, is TL. He was the head of that shit at first. He got a real estate company and everything. He's part of our crew. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like just like I'm against Bloods or nothing like that. I deal with all colors. Red and blue made green. You know what I'm saying? Harry O put me up on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got blood friends from Nickerson Gardens, Swans, Inglewood family. You know what I'm saying? I even got blood friends from his hood. Suge was my friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. Well, Harry O just got out. Well, he got out maybe a year ago? Year and some change?
Yeah, maybe like 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys have a relationship before you went in?
One day, my partner pulled up with him, and he called me down the street. He pulled up at his auntie house, and he called me down the street and said, take my boy to go get some weed. So over this dude named Zabo from Santana. We all grew up with him, shit like that. So I went over to Zabo from Santana's to get the weed. Me and Harry O, we rolled into this big truck. I don't know it's Harry O though. And I'm fresh out of Tracy's, the Crip headquarters. I got, I'm dressed like a gang member. Golf hat, blue rags, honcho shirt on, khakis. And so I come back from getting the weed from my boy, got in the truck with him. He said, he's like, how long you do? I said, like 4 years. He said, you just got out? I like, yeah. He like, man, good weed don't have no seeds. You know what I'm saying? Dude that gave us, I guess it was too many seeds in the weed. Say, man, good weed don't have no, you know what I'm saying? Don't have no seeds. Then I was just saying, cuz, he like, man, you gonna block your blessings. Ooh. So maybe about 3 weeks later, they did a special on LA gangsters. It was Freeway, him, and one of my cousins. It was Freeway, Honcho my cousin, and Harry O. And that motherfucker was Harry O I was in the car with. He did a little special on him. Did you ever see that shit?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, I know Harry O and Freeway's a regular guest on the show. And Harry O was flashy.
Yeah.
That's what kind of got him, I think, at the end. But he had done a lot of shit. I think he financed Denzel Washington's first play.
Yeah, I heard he was doing plays.
He was the first one
to
put money behind Denzel, and ultimately, you see what happened with Denzel. But yeah, he was doing a lot of big shit back then. But he was also with the big furs and the big cars.
The streets know that the gangsters put that record company together. Suge know it too, because I seen him at the Laker game. After I got out, we both had got out. We seen him. They played New Jersey Nets. I seen him at the Laker game. He like, Keefe D. I thought we was gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? And he was with like 9 people. I was by myself. I was making a couple of hot dogs. I had that spoon. I was gonna hit that motherfucker in the head with it if he would act the fool. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna do something, cause I'm trained to go. You know what I'm saying? From my Tracy days. Yeah. And he like, I talked to the boy, woo, woo, woo. Like, you did? So the next day, my boy called that was in the feds. He lying. He ain't talked to me, you know what I'm saying? I said, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, at one point, Dre and Suge link up. They form Death Row Records. And the problem is that Dre is still under contract with Eazy.
Yeah.
So Dre wants to get out of the contract. Eazy doesn't want to get him out, get him out of the contract. So then a situation happened where, we're not quite sure what happened. There's different stories, but, allegedly Eazy was forced to sign the release for Dre. And then afterwards he said, oh, I signed under duress, and it became a big lawsuit. And ultimately Eazy got a bunch of money from Death Row. But, you said that you don't think that Mob James and Suge pressed Eazy.
Man, we on the laundry, we had some bad motherfuckers back then, dude. And I'm quite sure, everybody was behind Eazy-E on our side of town. And all he had to do is come around there and say that shit, boy. You know what I'm saying? They know we had some bad motherfuckers up in Laundry. That whole Laundry, some bad motherfuckers, a gang of killers.
Well, I mean, when I interviewed Mob James, what he said was that, not to take anything away from Eazy, but he said that Eazy wasn't running with a bunch of Crips the way that Suge was running with a bunch of Bloods. He knew Crips and everything else like that, but he didn't have this army of Crips behind him the way that Suge set up his situation.
I don't take nothing from the dude. You know what I'm saying? But fathers, when these cats get to talking about that he was this gangster, he was on niggas like that, no, he wasn't.
I mean, he had his own bodyguards. He had the Samoan guys.
Samoans, not Crips.
Yeah.
If the Crips is rocking with him like that and he got the Crips on in his pocket like Suge got the Bloods, fucking with him, then you just saw that in him. You didn't see that in Eazy. Eazy wasn't walking with 40 Bloods and knocking down shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Remember he had his bodyguards with him, the big Samoan dudes or whatever?
Yeah. The Booyah tribe. Yeah.
Were they Booyah?
Yeah, they was Booyah.
No, but he had these twins, I think, that were, I don't know if they were Booyah or not, but they were these big, huge
Samoans.
But like, that's what Mob James said. Listen, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you. But he just said that Eazy didn't try to build up this whole record company just filled with gangsters, the way that Death Row was.
No, he didn't, but we was backing him 100%, dude. You know what I'm saying? We was backing Eazy 100%. All he had to do was come. He could have came to any one of them neighborhoods over there. South Side, Kelly Park, fucking Inn Hood. We was really all together. All 4 of them neighborhoods, and we was some bad motherfuckers, man. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't trying to blow our whistle or nothing like that. But all 4 of them neighborhoods that was together, we was together back then. I don't think we had some bad motherfuckers, dude. That's all I can tell you.
Well, but even if you look at, the lyrics, I mean, Eazy
called
himself a gangster, but he never claimed Kelly Park Crip, or even Crip for that matter, on any of his songs that I know of.
Yeah.
Not to say that he wasn't affiliated or whatever. And people I talked to were basically kind of like, Eazy was more of a D-boy than like a gangbanger.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Back, like before I went to prison and that stuff happened, we used to cook at Eazy-E mama house. We used to cook keys over there. could cook up a key. And he used to be in that back room, and he used to be making a lot. It sounded terrible to me. I like, damn, that shit, man. I was like, man, that shit sound like terrible. That's some bullshit. So when I got up in Tracy, DBI, walking around the track, my homeboy say, man, you heard that song, Cruising Down the Street in my 6'4"? I'm like, yeah, I've been hearing that shit. He said, man, you don't know who that is? I'm like, no. He said, man, that's Eric Wright. He called himself Eazy. I'm like, you bullshit. I said, man, I've been listening to this shit the whole time. He's like, yeah. And he had blew up when I got out. He was on like a motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I mean, even that song, Boys in the Hood, that wasn't supposed to be Eazy's song. They had actually written it for this East Coast group. And when they went to go record it, the group wasn't feeling it. So they left the studio. So they were just in the studio, you know, with Eazy paying the bills. So Dre was like, hey, why don't you hop in the booth and do the lyrics? And Eazy was like, I'm not a rapper. And he's like, no, I think I see something
like
here.
A motherfucker, yeah.
And he blew up.
Like
and he became, I mean, really like the most popular NWA member, ultimately.
And I got a big homeboy named Jody and my big brother. They in every one of Eazy-E videos. Every single one. He used to come to the neighborhood, come get in the video. I ain't put myself on Front Street like that. I got in what's the name, Mellow video though. I did get in that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was there a situation where you were playing No Vaseline?
Oh yeah. Eazy. One day I was in my 6'4" coming down the street. I didn't know he was out there. He was out there with my little brother and shit. He pulled up. He like, I'm playing No Vaseline. I said, motherfucker, you got to admit this shit is hard than motherfucker. Because that was one of the baddest diss songs ever.
Yeah.
Until Tupac came out with that Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Hit 'Em Up was a motherfucker. I felt that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I knew he was talking about us. And whoever fucked with him too. Yeah.
I mean, when Eazy heard you playing, I mean, because No Vaseline was a hell of a
Yes, it was.
I mean,
yes, it was.
He kind of just
he
went
at the side. That was cold.
No,
yeah.
He dissected every member in the group and yo, Dre, stick to producing. Yellow Boys on your team, so you losing.
Yeah. He had a
walk. What did he say? He said, "Don't front MC Ran," because I remember when you drove a B210.
Yeah. That was No Vaseline for sure.
Yeah,
he laid into
individually shot each of them up. Like,
yes, he did.
Badly.
He rolled him out. That was a cold song.
Yeah. No, I remember even when I interviewed DJ Yella, he said that when that song came out, they all kind of looked at each other and said, "Yeah, he got us."
And then Ice Cube finally responded with No Vaseline.
Yeah.
Now, I remember in the book, you felt like, you know, you guys only took a few shots at him. He did a whole song, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
He did take the shots first. You got to take responsibility for that.
Yeah, we threw a couple of shots. It was, we just kind of threw a punch. But then he dedicated a whole song. And I told him before shooting the scene for the movie, he called me that night. He said, so what really happened in the studio about the song? I said, just like they did in the movie. I said, you got us.
Yeah.
That's all it was. It wasn't no, we're going to go over here and kill him, break his... Nah, it just, he got us. He made a song about us and he got us. That's it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he won that one for sure. Motherfucker, he wore their ass out. Even the video was funny. But yeah, Eazy like, damn. I told him when I got out the car, I said, he got your ass. So he couldn't do nothing, started laughing. I said,
he just laughed?
Oh yeah, he laughed.
Yeah. There was a situation you talked about, I guess in front of Club Paradise, where Suge's Rolls Royce got shot up.
Yeah. We was up at the House of Blues. It was about it was us, the South Sides, Grave Streets, and the Nutty Blocks. You know, we was up there deep, maybe about 40 deep, and he pulled up in the Rolls Royce. It was him. Tupac was in the Rolls Royce, and Snoop Dogg was in the Rolls Royce. It was red, black, and white. So he like,
so 3 Rolls Royces?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had on his red Godfather with a cigar. He like, out of all the names, he said, Keefe D, and Suge, what's up, dog? It's cracking. I'm like, no, it's over. And all the Crips was like, Keefe D, boy. You know what I'm saying? He trying to be funny. And he like, let's go up to the Paradise. And we all jumped in our shit and followed him there. And I was like in the car right behind the Rolls Royces. And shit, we got to Santa Monica and Hyatt. They shot that Rolls Royce up from both sides. And that red hat was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Lil Reggie, you know what I'm saying? He the police and all that shit. He ain't no fucking gangster. People be telling me, he gangster. I heard that little dude, he gangster. He the fucking police. You better be a fucking gangster. You the fucking police. Got a license to kill. But he was out there shooting up on Santa Monica Boulevard. I seen him do the little shooting. He was in a little white Cherokee truck. He did a little punk ass shoot.
So he was returning fire.
Who?
Reggie,
he was.
Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie was. That would have been a regular human. I mean, a regular motherfucker like me. Man, I would have been up under the jail. You know what I'm saying? Shooting up on Santa Monica and yeah, that's a rich people hood. You can't do that shit.
But with all that shooting, no one got hit.
No one got hit. But I'm serious. There was some big old holes in that Rolls Royce, so it was they just shot up Suge Rolls Royce.
Oh, so Pac and Snoop were left alone.
Yeah. I skirted out. All the rest, we skirted out on him though, you know. I don't know if he thought we did that shit to set him up or nothing. We didn't do that shit. We was with you, fool. You know? Yeah. We came to the club, but you said said he was gonna be bottle service on him. All right, fool, let's do it.
So, but he was okay? I mean, by that time,
he was okay.
Well, I mean, by that time, he had all the Mob Piru guys with him. If you're talking about the Tupac's time, I mean, by that time, Suge had all the Bloods around him. So why would he ask a guy from, South Side Crips to go hang out with him at that point?
I don't know. I know him before. I think I even knew him before Mob Change knew the dude.
Okay,
yeah,
so it was just a
Yeah.
real relationship.
We was friends, man.
Yeah.
I was a running back. I was a superstar, dude. You know what I'm saying? His daddy loved him. He used to buy me 6-packs of Cokes and Big Macs. And that was big. You know what I'm saying? You run a touchdown, Davis. I'm gonna give you a Big Mac, you know what I'm saying? And a 6-pack of Coke. I used to run the touchdowns like a motherfucker. He was like the center.
I mean, from your point of view, knowing Suge the way you do, why do you think that he surrounded himself with all the Mob Piru guys? Which ultimately I think
it wasn't just Mob Pirus. He had them from different areas too.
Okay, so it wasn't just
it wasn't just Mob Pirus. Yeah.
Right, because I know he also had police and everything else
all
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but why? I mean, because ultimately, when you look at Death Row, that's ultimately why I think the label ended up crumbling. I mean, because even Dre
he shouldn't
talked
have
about
did that shit. He shouldn't have did that.
because Dre didn't want to be around that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've heard so many stories that there's a room in the back that would just beat people up. That would
really
do something wrong. And
really, Harry on them plans was to make that shit $100-200 million company, and ran right. You know what I'm saying? They offered it to me. My best friend did. I told him I really don't know nothing about no regular company. You know what I'm saying? But I'll help get the money together for y'all. Move the kilos, rather.
Right, because Dick Griffey was involved originally.
Yeah.
Solar Records, which was a big deal.
Yes, it was
at the time. And then ultimately, Dick ended up having to sue Suge.
Yeah.
And Dick Griffey was a gangster in his own, in his own regard.
My homeboy, one day, my homeboy girl came to pick up the money in our neighborhood. So I was in there counting the money, and one of my homeboys said, pulled up and said, he said, man, the feds sitting outside. I said, the feds sitting outside? He's like, yeah, some white men. So my homeboy girl, she like, no, they with me. So I went out there, looked in the car, and it was the dude David Kidder, but they looked like the fucking feds. I said, you can't bring don't bring no white man to the hood like that no more, you know what I'm saying? I didn't give her the money neither that day. I just went back later on and gave her the money. She like, they with me, Keefe? Ooh, I said, that. And I kind of made a mistake and said, what, he trying to make me a celly or something? You know what I'm saying? And my partner, he did like 20 years, he got out, he remembered that shit. Yeah, he like, man, that's fucked up, dog. Like, I said, she shouldn't have brought no white mans to the hood neighborhood like that. I could have met him anywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, David Kenner was like a mafia lawyer. So he was...
That motherfucker looked like the feds that day, him and his friend. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? What mafia lawyer? He looked like the feds. He had on some jeans, little white shirt, you know what I'm saying? He looked like the feds, dog.
Yeah.
Especially in our neighborhood, he stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once everything got to rolling, I seen he was a lawyer. And he happened to be my partner's, he was Harry O and my partner's lawyer too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of Reggie, Reggie did an interview. He said that you were actually using back in the day. He said that you would actually.
Was I actually using?
Yeah, you were actually smoking crack back in the day.
Do it look like I was using? Would they give a 300 keys? I had a lot of. I could have been a Scarface then. Just put my nose in the coke.
Yeah,
yeah. I could have. You know what I'm saying? I could have been Scarface then.
Yeah.
He don't know what he was a fucking kid, dude. I went to the pen. That dude was a kid. Like I said, this dude was playing. He used to be doing that break dance. He said I was at the store working. Man, that nigga used to be on that motherfucking cardboard box doing the break dancing move. You know what I'm saying? And he used to be in cause I lived in 2 streets from him. He lived on Stockton and Bradfield. I lived off of Bradfield and Killing, right down the street from Mob James. You know what I'm saying? I had a house back then, and a smoker with a house with all them cars. He mistaken me though, but I ain't gonna say put nobody on Front Street, but he mistaken me
for someone
else.
He's
stupid. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Didn't you say that? Like, I think it was one of your interviews that one of your OGs said, leave the coke alone because it's a better feeling than busting a nut.
It's better than a nut. Yeah. Don't fuck with it. The dude that put me down, I was a manager for Compton College back in the days, since I was like 8 years old. So the dude that put me down, he was from Compton College. He like, this shit right here, youngster, is better than a nut. And this shit right here, you don't need nothing better than a nut.
Yeah.
And that's a true saying.
Yeah, no, I remember one of my best friends, we were the same age. Our families were real close. We would go on trips together and everything else like that. He overdosed and died off cocaine at 23.
Yeah.
And I by that time, I'd never even been around cocaine.
Yeah.
He was living kind of a fast life, that I was going to college and everything. And I remember going to his funeral and saying, I'm never going to touch this. If this is what happens from this substance, it can kill you at 23, a healthy young man. This is something I don't never need to touch.
Yeah, what I need was something better than a nut.
Better than a nut. No, I never even thought about that. But that's an ill statement. And I know how much I like busting nuts. So like, how many nuts I'm busting a day, you know what I'm saying? So I remember at that point, I told myself, I'm never going to touch cocaine. And over the years, I've had it offered to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not a lot, but I'm not around people who do coke. But I mean, maybe 3, 4, 5 times people started sniffing around me, offered it to me, and I was always, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, like Reggie, he's all over the place. One day, Keefe D was the man, he had the keys. Keefe D was a smoker. The man's all over the place. His daddy, I did come up on him, woo-woo. But then he turned it, I talked to the sister. Man, what you gonna talk to the sister for, dude? You came over there and talked to me head on and said, motherfucker, you kill my son, I swear, I'll kill your motherfucking ass. Like, man, fuck you, suck my dick, bitch. That's when I knew that they had told their daddies them that shit. The next day, how the fuck do you know? You know what I'm saying? Came right up to my house. Then they told the LA Times, Keefe D nephew. You know what I'm saying? That was a bunch of bullshit, yeah. But they act like they so gangster and all that shit, and they do a lot of lying. They all over the place, you know what I'm saying? You ain't noticed? They get on your show, Keefe D was he had the bird, he was a big time. Then Keefe D was a smoker. You all over the place, dude. You weird, and you the police. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Why would I go up against a city police? You know what I'm saying? You a little local joker, dude. Come on, man.
Well, you talked about an incident with Suge and Mob James' late brother, Buntree.
Yeah.
They got into a fight, I guess, at Bar 1.
Yeah.
In Hollywood.
1. Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah.
What happened?
Shit. I was on the other side of the room, but shit, that boy Bruce Richardson beat their ass. You know what I'm saying?
I guess he knew karate.
Yeah. Bad motherfucker. He beat both of their ass.
Was that the first time that Suge like lost a fight that everyone knew about? Because remember, I mean, Suge kind of seemed really invincible like during that era. You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
Well, I mean, I don't know him. No, I'm saying to the public. The image that he portrayed, was that he was invincible, untouchable. He's also a big, huge dude. He had a bunch of,
but
crazy motherfuckers.
Streets, come on, man. We was raised with the dude. Come on. I know we. Just by playing football, if you play football, you hit a motherfucker hard enough, you know who's hard or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what they made of.
Okay, so you're saying he lost that fight?
Yeah, he lost.
How badly did it go down?
It wasn't good for him, both of them. Yeah,
so was he actually fighting himself, or was Buntry doing the fighting?
They both jumped. They tried to do boom, boom. They lost.
Oh, so this dude Bruce fought both of them at the same time?
They lost, dude.
Okay.
They lost. You could ask anybody.
And it was
here.
just a fist fight. There was no weapons or nothing.
The youngster from Tupac group, he was on there. He's Keefe D telling the truth. Yeah.
Who? Napoleon?
I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was real. Dude put hands on him. And dude was a gangster like me out there. You know, was having money, all that shit.
Okay. But then I heard the next day he ended up dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we're not going to say that one had anything to do with the other, but when you look at it,
it looked like it. Yeah,
it looks like what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is what I don't understand about Suge. Out on the West Coast, we don't mingle with the police. We don't fuck with the police. You know, like the East Coast, we got the police on the payroll. Gangsters out here don't do that shit, dude.
Well, Suge was doing it.
Yeah. He went against the code. You know what I'm saying? Then he didn't want to pay the dudes.
Well, but Suge wasn't really raised as a mob pyru. Like that kind of came later after he was. I mean, you even said like Suge waited until he had $100 million to become a gang member.
Yeah. Wait until he got $1 million to become a gang member.
Right,
he shouldn't have did that shit. We could have all, me, my partner Harry O, him, all of us could have been rich, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All of us could have been rich, dude. I was at he gave a video at Dr. Dre house in Hidden Hills. Video shoot for the 69 girls, and I owe you one. 68 girls, and I owe you one. And me and him was on the hill. We was overlooking Agoura Hills. We was sitting on this little hill, man. He like, hey, Keefe D, if we hook up, we can take over this whole motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? We could be two powerful motherfuckers. In my mind, like, motherfucker, we already hooked up, bitch. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one to help start your music company. We already hooked up, boo. Fool, we got the same boss. You know what I'm saying? Crazy motherfucker. Yeah. And I'm watching over your ass. You don't fuck these boys' money up. And that's just what he did. Fuck them boys' money up. Gang banging, man. You supposed to take your shit to a new level. That shit is backwards. We're going backwards.
Why do you think that the Suge...
Us in Compton and in the hood, we raised to get up out of this shit, out of gang bang. We trying to get the fuck up out of that shit.
He went backwards.
Yeah. And a lot of these dudes doing the same shit right now. That's why a lot of these rappers losing their life. Just like that dude tried to come up to Roscoe. What the fuck?
PNB Rock.
Yeah. What the man? It's 3 dangerous neighborhoods right there.
Yeah, I heard about this,
Yeah. Swans, fucking the 87 gangsters, then the Avalons. Man, you tripping. And the East Coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think that Suge decided to become so gang affiliated after he became rich like that? Because like you said, most people, they go the opposite direction.
I know I was going the opposite direction. My homeboys, we try to do the opposite. We trying to get us a business, get us a house for our kids. Try to get our kids through college. We don't want our kids going through that same punk ass shit we went through, incarceration and all that. Mm-hmm. To me, I'm a bad motherfucker. I survived the United States government. I survived cancer, and I survived the streets, man. And I'm lucky to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think that Suge went backwards like that? Why do you think Suge became so gang affiliated? He essentially became somewhat of a gang leader at one point because he had all the money and all the dudes was basically coming to him, not only for the money, but also for the fame and the girls and the party and everything else like that. And, he's wearing red suits. He's got a mob ring on, everything is red in the studio, all the red carpets.
That was going backwards. That was crazy. But us gangsters that already had been in the game and been to the prison like that, we didn't figure him like that. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, I know he was a cool dude. We used to go to parties together, all that. I used to see him at Monte's downtown in Westwood. Paid for one day. One of my friends pulled up and like, let's go to dinner. I'm like, all right. I jumped in the car with him. We went, ate big ass lobsters and steak up at Monte's in Westwood on the 21st floor. We in there eating, drinking bottles and all that shit. So the tab came and he tried to throw the tab to me. I'm like, man, you told me to go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? All I had was $5. We couldn't even get our car out of valet. Suge took care of the bill for us though that day. Yeah.
Well, there was an incident at a Kid Frost party.
Yeah.
What happened there?
We was at the House of Blues. It was Eazy-E release party.
Okay, for which album?
The last one when he was dead, when he passed away.
Oh, okay.
And Kid Frost and his crew. So we was there. One of our big homies came with us. He's like, I'm going out with you youngsters tonight. He like about 5, 6 years older than me. So we get there, he get drunk as a motherfucker. He grabbing on asses and everything. So after the party, after the club, we out there waiting on our cars. So the Kid Frost and his crew came through, and they had this big booty sister with her. But my homeboy don't know that he was with them. So he grabbed her ass. This white dude, boom, cold cocked him. Kind of knocked my older homeboy out. So when he fucking came to, we beat the dude ass though. We beat his ass. We beat his ass right there. So when he came to, the yellow jackets that came, they picked the dude up that we knocked out, fucked up. And my homeboy like, is that the motherfucker? So we like, yeah. So my homeboy, the 2 yellow jackets had him. He socked the dude and knocked him back out. So the yellow jacket talking shit. My homie knock out the yellow jackets. Boom, boom. Like, damn. So we go down the hill, and this dude, this little fat dude, like, this Long Beach City Crip. And my homeboy like, wait a minute, hold on. And as soon as he got close enough to him, he knocked him out. I'm like, boom. I said, man. So once we left, we was on our way home. I said, man, why you knocked out all those people? He like, I had to get some fucking get back. So we stopped at the Fat Burgers that used to be across from the Beverly Center. You know that Fat Burgers used to be right there. So Warren G and Cedric Sabalas was together. They was in that Fat Burgers. They had seen my homeboy knock out all these dudes at the club though. See, so he come in there. He seen he like, hey, Cedric Sabalas said, you a fucking choke artist. I lost all my motherfucking money fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? You a fucking choke artist. So Warren G was there. He like, hey homie, let me try on that watch. So Warren G was in the action to taking it off. In some kind of way, they got my homeboy attention. They ran out of that door. We looked out the door and Warren G was in a 500. I'm talking about he drove off the curve. I thought the drive shaft was gonna fly up out that motherfucker. I'm like, damn, he was that scared. They said, they just seen Cuz knock out all the motherfuckers up there, yeah. So he got away with his watch that night. He was lucky though, yeah.
Well, there was a situation you talked about, it was a party with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett.
Yeah. That Illuminati. That was, yeah.
Well, you call it the Illuminati party.
I don't know. It's some, that was.
You believe in the Illuminati? You think that's real?
I don't know, but that shit went right.
Okay, so what happened?
Your boy was there. Pop was there. Him and Puff. They were still friends back then.
Okay, so Puffy was there.
Pac.
Will Smith.
Queen
Jada
Latifah.
Pinkett, Queen Latifah. Well, Lamont. It was a Lamont Brewster party, right? Because Tashina Arnold was with him at the time.
They was married.
They were married.
Lamont Brewster.
Exactly.
He our homeboy. We come to the party with him. So I see it was a set it off party, matter of fact.
Right.
The movie,
yeah.
And I seen a lot of shit that don't fly in the hood. You know
Such as?
They wasn't right. It was funny business.
Talking about some gay shit.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Kind of, or some gay shit?
Some gay shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you say who you saw doing it?
I know MC Lyte left off with Lamont Buser's wife.
Does she know Arnold?
Yeah. MC Lyte, the one to do all that.
I know MC Lyte is. Yeah.
They do the voiceover on all the award shows.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what.
Yeah,
I just ran into her like
she was
a couple weeks ago.
She was in a 562, burned out, left off with my boy girl. Like, damn, when they had just bought a house together in Pasadena. Like, fuck.
You're saying that MC Lyte took dude's wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's some funny shit. That
she just got divorced recently from a man.
Who did?
MC Lyte.
Oh. Well, they, back then that shit wasn't right, dude. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't all the way open like that.
Yeah.
Back in our days, in the 80s, 90s, rather 80s, 90s, wasn't open like that. And that was, you get shunned in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I went to school. You couldn't be like that.
Right. I mean, people were definitely more homophobic back then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot more accepted these days.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I got out the feds, all I seen was them little midgets running around with the little tights, the little things strapped up with them little basketball pants. I'm like, that's just some new people.
Well, you were locked up for how many years? Total.
I did
if you add it all together.
All together, about 14 to 15 years.
14, 15 years. Was that state or fed or both?
Mostly state. And I did like 6, 7 years in the feds altogether.
Okay. And from what I understand, the feds is a bit easier than state.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Feds, you have sort of the more serious.
The feds, you got big time motherfuckers.
Big time dudes that aren't really trying to fuck around. State is you got the more wild dudes.
Yeah, wilding out like a motherfucker. He's gang banging like a motherfucker. Right. Yeah. And like when I first went, it was like, on the bus load, it'd be like 60 blacks, maybe like 10 Mexicans, maybe like 3 white dudes. You know what I'm saying? No Asians, period, when I first went in the early 80s. So when I just went, I went in 2015, and it was, it was only 8 brothers, 8 white boys, and 60 Mexicans. Yeah, the dynamic have changed like a motherfucker. So blacks ain't really going to jail like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And they should keep up the good work though, because we used to fill that fucking prisons up like a motherfucker. And it used to be the blacks when I first went.
Well, I mean,
the Mexicans it took over like a motherfucker.
I mean, when you were going in and you're getting significant amounts of time, like how many kids do you have total?
I got 4.
4 kids, and your son is right here next to us. Is that your oldest?
No.
No? Okay.
He's the youngest.
The youngest. Okay. Yeah, and I remember, I think BG Knockout said it in one of our interviews. He said that the last time he got locked up, he had to look at himself and say, do I value gangbanging more than my own kids?
The thing that I try to, the thing that bothered me about my own situation was like, I had to question, like, if I loved my kids and my family, because, like, why would I leave them to come to a place like this, And that's the thing that I try to talk to my young homies who are still in there. It's like, you watching your kids just grow up without you, you know what I'm saying? And what if somebody did attack your daughter or some shit and you can't do nothing about it because you were so loyal to something else, you know what I mean? It's like, people got to snap out of it, man.
And he had to reevaluate his whole mentality because you're going to prison for gangbanging and you're not snitching and you're following the set of rules.
Yeah.
And in the process, your kids are, missing their father.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how much of a dad you think you are in prison, you're not really a dad.
Right.
You're not there taking them to school. You're not there,
Yeah.
You're just not a father.
You're
You're just separated. So how much guilt were you going through being in prison away from your kids?
My oldest daughter, like, she went to Fresno State and she played softball. She wrote me a letter while I was in the Fed. She like, Dad, I thought you gonna fucking do college with me. Woo, woo, woo. About a 4-page letter, it was serious. So I wrote her back, say, you think I wanted Mr. Holiday and Michael Terrell and them? These the FBI dudes. You think I wanted them to lock me up? You think I didn't want to do college with you? You know what I'm saying? The feds work different because they indict you first. Then they come take your ass to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this boy, they take an act of Congress to get from up under indictment. You know what I'm saying? Especially a black man, poor. I thought I was having money, but once I got to the feds, I wasn't having no fucking money. You know what I'm saying?
You saw real money in there.
Yeah. Them dudes was billionaire. One dude owned a BFI, trash company, motherfucking Giant Records, Banks of Texas. They got real money. You know what I'm saying? One dude
right there with you.
Oh yeah, one dude was selling fake satellite to people. He got like 400 million on it. Embezzled 400 million. Act like he had a satellite. Him over didn't have now satellite. Yeah.
I mean, in prison, homosexuality is viewed a little bit differently. You know what I mean? Like some dudes in prison feel that if a punk gives them head, they're not really gay. You know what I mean? Like you're only gay if you get fucked. Like, you know what I'm saying? But so I mean, in prison, were you seeing a lot of gay things happening?
When I first went, they you a Crip, like I first hit the yard. So it's this dude that killed like 8 dudes from our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? He was the quarterback of Dominguez and everything. So I hit the yard. My homie like, let's take some pictures. I had this other dude named Boone. They was both from my neighborhood and shit. So I'm taking pictures with them. We whoop, doing the prison poses.
Right.
So the Crips over there looking. Soon as I finished taking the pictures, they like, come take a lap with me. So I took a lap with him. They like, man, why you taking pictures with them dudes? I said, man, that's my homeboys from South Side. They said, man, that ain't your homeboys no more. I'm like, what you mean? He said, well, that one, his name Mitch Bitch. I'm like, what?
Mitch Bitch.
Bitch. I'm like, what? That's your homegirl. I'm like, damn. And the other one, they like, man, that dude a BGF. He ain't no Crip no more. Can't fuck with them dudes like that no more, dude. Like, damn. He said, they ain't your homeboys no more, the Crips. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. So prison, yeah. And back then, if you fuck with a homosexual, you just as gay as them, you know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. Crips, you shun from the Crip car for sure. They on your ass.
So there were no gay Crips, officially.
It was gay Crips, but
not accepted with the other Crips is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because
it was just one motherfucker named Cotton. She was a bad motherfucker. Had hands like a motherfucking man, but she is a man though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's a transgender.
Yeah, transgender. Yeah, Cotton. They tried to throw like 2 or 3 on each yard back then.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard horror stories. Like I remember I interviewed Life Jennings recently, and he was telling me, he was locked up for a while.
Yeah.
And he was saying how like there was this one dude that was in prison with him, and he would he had this routine where he would act like weak. He would act like he was like weak and frail and whatever, and he would like, have dudes thinking that they could take advantage of him and everything else like that until they would drop their guard, then he would rape them.
I ain't gonna say no names, and then there was a nigga that used to pretend like he was weak. Like would literally let people suck him, like take his food and do shit like that because he wanted people to think that he was weak so he could lure them somewhere and then rape them. That was his shit. Man. It was the weirdest shit you had.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That type of weird shit. Or, I remember this dude, China Max, told me a story about how like in prison, your ass is called your trunk. That's where you would, hide drugs or weapons or whatever. And he was saying how like, if someone found out that you had drugs in your ass, they would knock you out, pull your pants down, and then reach in there and grab the drugs out your ass and then go do the drugs.
Not in Cali, man. Not in Cali, though.
I mean, it just sounds crazy. Like, it just, what I'm saying? Like, it's a crazy world. I mean, so you're saying that type of shit wasn't happening when you were locked up?
When I first went in Tracy, my counselor said, man, you going to Chino, CMC. Like, yeah. So they used to put where your destination on the board that week. And that's why I said, DVI, level 3. I'm like, damn, this is my first time in prison. So my points was high, so they sent me there. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I had fear. But once I got there, shit, all my Crip partners was there, you know what I'm saying? It was a Crip heaven for us, you know? It was our yard, yeah, like a mother. It was like 3,600 inmates there, 1,800 of them was Crips. Yeah, that shit was ours.
Half the yard was Crips.
Yeah, that shit was ours, yeah.
Well, I interviewed Gene Deal maybe about a year ago or so. You know, Puffy's old bodyguard.
Yeah.
And he said that he knew you and said you guys were around each other and everything else like that. And he said that what Puffy would do, which he called it the oldest trick in the book, is that he said that he wasn't necessarily paying you guys, but he would give you guys just a ton of concert tickets.
Yeah.
And then you guys would all show up 30, 40 deep.
Yeah.
And it would look like he had a big crew with him.
Yeah.
But really it was just free concert tickets. Conversations I had with you, from your point of view, you said that Puffy never really directly paid Keefe and them. He would just give them tickets to shows, so it looked like, they would all show up, so it looked like they were all together, but it's not like they were actually on payroll or anything.
Yeah, it was the oldest trick in the book, man. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of your friends to come and give them free tickets, now it look like you got a crew of guys with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We one day me and Zip was rolling in a van up Greenleaf in my neighborhood. He called Zip. I guess it was perfect time, and he like, "Hey man, I'm going on my tour, the BE tour." I think he was on the BE tour. It was Naughty by Nature, them little ugly dudes, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, and his whole little crew. What's them? Total.
Yeah.
Craig Mack.
112.
112, yeah. And Biggie had closed the show though. So he called and said, I'm doing a tour. And he like, man, that big CEO dude is out there. Is it cool to come? I'm like, man, just give me 50 tickets. I'll show up for you, big dog. And that's what happened. And when I got there, he was cool and stuff. He used to wear the little hip hop clothes and shit. So he used to see us in our suits when we used to go to clubs and shit. So when I got in the feds, I said, this motherfucker done stole our style. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So they started calling him the shiny suit man. We used to be, the South Side.
You guys used to have shiny suits?
No, we didn't have shiny suits. We used to have fly ass suits.
Okay.
Armani, Versace, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. He kind of took our style. He did, yeah. They started calling him the shiny suit man with the bottles.
Right.
We was popping them bottles like a mother, because he showed up, he was drinking White Lightning, Like, damn, that moonshine shit. Like, man, we don't do it like that out here, dude. I wouldn't told Little C's and then we get the ice buckets and fill up the tub. Like 24 bottles, we popping bottles like a motherfucker. This is the way we do it out here, big dog.
Well, the incident at the MGM when Orlando got jumped. What I didn't realize is that he actually got so hurt that he had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So was his shoulder fucked up or something like that?
Yeah, his shoulder was fucked up. They kicked his shoulder.
So was it like dislocated? Or?
Dislocated, yeah.
Okay, so his shoulder got dislocated.
Yeah.
And he went to the hospital in Vegas.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They put it back into the socket?
They put a sling on his arm.
Okay. I heard that shit's painful as hell. Having your shoulder dislocated and pop back.
They kicked it out. Yeah, they kicked it out. Yeah, they fucked him up.
Oh, they kicked his shoulder out of the socket?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
They fucked him up, yeah. They kind of fucked him up. That was a kid, man. That was wrong.
How old was he at the time?
He was like 19, man.
Oh, he was a teenager at the time.
Yeah, kid, man.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought he was a little bit older.
He was 19 to 20. 19 to 20. He probably just turned 20.
Right.
He was a fucking kid, dude.
Like 6-7 people jumped on him?
Yeah, he couldn't even buy liquor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Suge was doing the kicking as
well.
him
and
Buntry,
yeah.
Buntry,
yeah.
And Tupac, of course.
Yeah. I ran track against Buntry when he ran for Whaley.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so you guys knew each other?
Huh?
You guys knew each other?
Yeah, he ran track for Whaley. He ran the third relay leg, and I ran the third relay leg. We used to be so far ahead. I used to get the baton. See you later, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Whaley was kind of slow. We always had the fastest track team with Roosevelt Junior High did. I ran against, yeah. Then the next year I ran the 330 against him.
How long was it between Orlando getting jumped and you actually meeting up with Orlando?
Maybe about 30 minutes. 20,
Okay.
About 15.
When you first saw him, how bad did he look?
He looked irregular. He just said they jumped on him.
Okay, but his shoulder was what, like hanging off, or if you have a dislocated shoulder, I mean, are you able to actually move it around, or?
He was doing it like this the whole time. Yeah, okay. You could see him on the what's the name doing that, doing the shoulder like that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys went to the hospital, they patched him up, and then the next set of events happened.
Yeah.
There was the rumor that the Suge Knight used Tupac as a shield.
No, he didn't.
That didn't happen.
No, that didn't. Like I said, I thought he was dead.
Suge was dead.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Well, he got hit in the head.
Yeah.
Right, and I remember I even interviewed the first responder, and he said that Suge was just like spraying blood damn near out of his head.
Yeah.
When he pulled up. Was Tupac trying to get into the back seat?
Yeah, I said it a lot of times. Yeah, he was jumping around. Yeah.
In an interview, Mike Tyson, who was close friends with Tupac, said that he wishes he had 5 minutes in the room with Tupac's killer.
Mike Tyson's a boxer, man. You know what I'm saying? He you know, all these dudes, Tretch, I be hearing them all saying all that old tough guy shit. Them dudes are rappers and boxers. They ain't about that life, dude. You know what I'm saying? They need to stay in their fucking place, dude. You know damn well you don't want to see this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trained to go. I don't know about him. It's do or die. And I'm from the old school, homeboy, and I'm from Compton, dude. I'm not playing with that shit, playing with nobody like that, dude. Nobody, period.
Well, I interviewed Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And, I brought your name up and what you said in our interview. He had seen the interview. And he said that you're telling the truth. He said based on everything he knows, he felt that you were telling the whole truth, and he doesn't think that you had a reason to lie, but based on what he knows and what you said, he said it was accurate.
Yeah.
D, his part about what he said, how did you feel?
And I thought Keefe D was telling the truth. I felt that he had nothing to lie about. He hadn't. He's the big player. He has nothing to lie about.
Yeah, he even came over there. He came over to the projects with the four-wheelers. He know me.
Oh, you had actually met him?
Yeah, Zip and him was like this.
Oh, him and Zip were super close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
in
man.
fact,
I do that, man. Come on, the man know me. Been around them gang of times.
Okay, did you meet? Oh, so you met Tyson before the shooting incident?
Yeah.
What about after?
I ain't seen him since. I ain't gonna lie. I seen him at the mall. He was with Jerome Williams, his bodyguard from Long Beach. And I know Jerome. I know he gonna say it loud. Keefe D. And he was about 15 dudes. I just go the other way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just go the other way. You know what I'm saying? Keep the confusion down. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Jerome Williams was like, Keefe D, because he used to be at the barbershop Earl's in Long Beach by the Tower. Is that Tower Records in the same parking lot?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And Jerome Williams is Mike Tyson's personal bodyguard, and I know him.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Tyson even said that he's always felt a sense of guilt over the situation because he was pushing Pac to come down because Pac had done a song that he used for the intro for his walk-in into the ring, and he wanted Pac to bring the song. And he also wanted Pac there because they were friends, and he felt, he said to this day he still feels bad because he felt that if he didn't get Pac to come down, he'd still be alive today.
I feel a little guilty about him coming to the fight, me pressuring him for the, hey, yo, bring the tape, don't forget the tape,
And I was going to go out with him that night. I promised to go to 662 with him that night. But I had just had a little baby, and her mother was provoking me to stay home, so I stayed with the baby. And then someone called me that night and told me that happened. And this is just what we do. You know, I come to my senses, I come to my objectivity, and I know who I am. I know what my element's about. In my world, this is what happens in my world.
I feel Pac should have just kept his hand to himself and minded his business. That wasn't even his business, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah. Everybody can see that. You know, they jumped, fucking 10 dudes jump on a kid. Come on, man. All them dudes was grown-ass mans, man. This dude a fucking kid.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I don't know how closely you follow the hip-hop world, but this rapper named King Von got killed.
Yeah.
Maybe about a year and a half ago or something like that. And I remember I talked to his manager who was there when the situation happened. He actually got shot himself. But we were talking about the similarities to the King Von situation and the Tupac situation.
Yeah.
Meaning that King Von saw someone that he had a beef with. He decided to take it upon himself to run at the dude and start punching him.
Yeah.
And, Quando Rondo, and Quando Rondo's little man, Lil Tim pulled out a gun and killed him.
Yeah.
Which set off a shootout with the police, and a couple people died, I believe, and other people got hit and everything else like that. But we were just talking about how unnecessary the whole situation was.
Yeah.
Meaning that if Von had just not ran up on him,
same thing,
he'd be living a great life right now.
Same thing.
He'd be a superstar rapper, making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He had kids that were on the way and everything else like that.
And the founding fathers of Death Row, we'd be paying me, Harry O, my partner, Suge, we'd still be rolling. If Suge wouldn't start a gang banging and with that, you know what I'm saying, rah-rah mentality, he should have just been a gangster, you know what I'm saying, like we was cool, we laid back, we wasn't looking for trouble ever, never looked for trouble.
Right, because I think you had even mentioned that Orlando wanted like the one-on-one with Pac.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Could he have actually fought him though, with his shoulder fucked up and all that?
Lane had hands, man. That dude, he had hands. I know everybody that told you.
Yeah.
That mo got hands. And he was kind of tall, like 6'2", 6'3", and he could fight, box, wrestle, did it all. Trained to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the things that, even Mob James was saying was that, Orlando was legit. He was known for what he was known for, and it wasn't an image. He really was the real deal.
Yeah, he was a good kid, man. Good kid. I wouldn't take that, and he'd give you the shirt off his back, everything, you know what I'm saying? He didn't never look for trouble or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We was raised respectful people, man. We got a cold bloodline, and we respect people. We don't look for trouble, homie.
I mean, at the time that he died, wasn't he being investigated for other murders and so forth?
I don't know. I had went to the feds, and it's hard. Back then. It was hard to communicate back on the streets. Yeah.
Well, after the interview came out, and people, saw it and so forth. One of the things that was mentioned was there was some inconsistencies in our last interview. And the one inconsistency that they said was that in our last interview, you said that you ran into Suge and Pac the day before the incident happened, but people were saying that everyone actually was there. Everyone flew in the day of, so they weren't even there the day before.
Okay. It could have been a fight before, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting older now. It could have been a fight before this fight, but they was in their Rolls Royces. Mike Tyson, Rory Horn, and Don King, they pulled up in the Azuras. That shit was looking like some Hot Wheels, man. And them same Rolls Royces, dude. And Suge came out, and I was in the valet waiting. He came and shook my hand. Made me look like a movie star, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was that fight, but it was one of them fights. You know what I'm saying? He came out with them Rolls what's the name came with them brand new Azuras. That shit was look like Hot Wheels, dude. To them to Suge and them Rolls Royces.
Well, when the incident happened, there were 4 people in the car. You're the only living person that was in that car right now. Everyone else has passed away since then. What witnesses were saying, though, was that when they saw the arm stick out the window and do the shooting, it wasn't a skinny arm. It was a bulky, hefty-looking arm.
Well, I was in the passenger seat. No way,
I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying that there's 4 people in the car, but they said it wasn't a skinny arm that stuck his hand out the window.
Who the witness?
Can't say.
Okay. They lying? Was they there?
Yes. They were there.
Okay. Only witness it was Suge Knight and, me. Only 2 persons left. I kind of seen this little shit. You know what I'm saying? He trying to say it's me and all that little shit.
I'm not saying it's you.
He's so full of shit.
But at the time that, that you actually, that Greg Kading met up with you and recorded, the proffer agreement and everything else like that, wasn't there one other person that was still alive at that time? Was it Dre or who?
No, they had went through there already. I was the last one to know, Big Dog.
Okay, so at that time, there was no one else alive.
I was the last one to know.
You're the last one. Okay, fair enough. Well, I, after we did our interview, I did other interviews and got people's take on it. BG Knockout and Dresta did an interview shortly afterwards. And one of the things that BG said was that Orlando's mom had an issue with your confession and proffer agreement. You heard the Keefe D tapes?
Yeah.
What did you think when you heard them?
I mean, they was incredible. Like, it's like he said, it's like, it was hard to even fathom listening to him saying what he was saying, yo. Like, and that's why I said what I said. Like, I just think that was like real suckerish, man, because that was your nephew at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Your sister's son that you pretty much raised, you know what I mean? And for you to, and I know he dead and all that. I was just shameful, man, because his mom didn't like it. My little brother is married to Baby Lane's sister.
Y'all don't understand. I just was at a wedding with Keefe D.
Oh, really? Yeah, so our little adopted brother, who we adopted pretty much, is married to Orlando's sister. You feel me?
So it's all intermixed.
Yeah, so it's like his mom wasn't with that, him saying that stuff, yo, because that's her child. You know what I'm saying? Why would you leave that type of stigma on his name after he's gone?
Who is he? He don't know my sister don't know him from a man in the moon. Cause she got on there, who is this motherfucker? She acting like she know my baby. You know what I'm saying? And I told her that's Kathy cousin. This girl named Kathy from Santana. She don't know BG Knockout. She seen him, you know what I'm saying? Or Drayster. She don't know them.
Well, one of the things that the BG and Dresta said was that their adopted brother married Orlando's sister.
Their adopted brother?
Yeah. Do you know who married Orlando's sister?
It ain't their adopted brother.
I'm just going off of what they said.
Yeah, you can't believe shit. Okay. Just like he said he Orlando's best friend.
So you still maintain that they weren't best friends?
Come on, man.
Well, I remember
he said he called him that night. By the way, it was only cell phone bill was $3,500, man.
Well,
the fuck he gonna call you for? Why he gonna call you, dude? Out of all people, he gonna call you. What you King Kong or something? Motherfucker, who are you? Man, come on, man. All of a sudden we gonna call you. You gonna rescue us or something? Man, we ain't gonna call you. You a rapper, dude. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, he did say that, and I brought that up, saying that, you deny the fact that, that they were best friends and everything. And what he said was like, well, Keefe was older. He didn't know what Orlando was doing, and so forth. They're the same age.
You want me to tell you who Orlando's best friend was?
Who's that?
You looking at him. Thank you. All right.
After the incident happened, you said you ran into Suge 3 times?
Yeah. I ran into him at the Lil Wayne and Gang video. They had it at a funeral home.
Yeah.
I mean, not a funeral, but mortuary.
Yeah. Graveyard.
Yeah. Okay, I came up there and I seen him. He was in a gold Cadillac truck. Then I seen him at the Laker game. Yeah, I ran into him like 3 different times. Yeah, he didn't have no beef with me or nothing like that.
Well, I mean, before you ran into him, they actually paid Orlando, right?
Yeah.
Because Orlando testified on Suge's behalf.
Listen. The day before that, Lane called me, say, bring 2 guns up to Eazy office and come down. So I came with strap, I got a strap. And we waited about 5-10 minutes later. Reggie Sr., not Junior, and Reynolds, Sergeant Reynolds, came with Suge Knight up there. I guess he wanted to show his hitmans who to kill. You know what I'm saying? His main hitman is Senior and Reynolds.
Cops.
Yeah. These the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But he gave nephew $60,000. Yeah.
Right. And then didn't Orlando take the stand?
Yeah.
For Suge saying that he wasn't
He didn't kick him. He didn't. And the judge said there, you see his plain as day, he kicking you. Yeah.
Right. So even with Orlando's testimony, Suge still went to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
But didn't you say that you feel like Suge snitched on you?
Yeah, the first fucking day. Then he did that interview. Y'all don't be listening to his words, dude. You know what I'm saying? How do they know my fucking name? LA Times article, Keefe D nephew. That dude, the Moon Man, what's his name? Frank on MTV. The Moon Man.
Oh yeah, the news guy.
Lumpy.
Kurt Loder?
Loder. Loder.
Right.
Keefe D nephew. Motherfucker. How they know my name?
Yeah.
How the fuck they know my name? Honestly. Yeah, they trying to kill off the head of the snake. That's what it was. So and he told the FBI that shit was meant for him because my friends and Harry O them had a hit out on him.
Oh, he said that Harry O had a hit on him.
When I went to jail in '98, they was there. The FBI, it took like 70 of us to jail in '98. So they came and they all came to my cell, Keefe D. Like, damn. They're like, you famous out here. Ooh. You got all these people scared of you. Ooh. And one dude like, I thought you was 6'2", 280 pounds. So they finally took me in the interview room. They said, we already know that hit was for Suge Knight because he didn't pay your boys, the dude, and you took over his organization. We know all about everything. Then once I was in jail for about 6 months, because they was coming. They was coming like a mother talking shit. You never getting out, woo. So once Rafael Perez broke in there and stole that motherfucking shit, then I seen the investigation was going towards the cops. We want the cops. We don't want you, Keefe D. Like, you tell us about the cops. I know there's a lot of crooked cops. And I could have turned in them Reggie, them David Max, them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say a motherfucking thing, but their whole focus was turned to the cops. Yeah, once Rafael Perez broke in the evidence room, yeah, they whole investigation, cause they was coming to see me, trying to get. They said, you the rapper killer. They said, you killed Tupac and Biggie. Like, damn, you know, I ain't killed no Tupac or Biggie. Yeah, and they like, you ain't never getting out. Yeah.
Okay, so you ran into Suge 3 times.
Yeah.
And it was cordial every time.
Yeah.
I mean, we take a step back. Doesn't that sound kind of crazy? I mean, you got a situation where someone got killed, you got told on, Suge got shot, Orlando testified, and yet you guys are around each other with no grudges.
Yeah.
Is that just how that world just works? You just get over shit?
Like I said, I'm trained to go on. I'm gonna be ready, whatever it takes. I ain't gonna let nobody take my life. When I went to DVI, I was like 19, and I had this big celly. His name was Keefe. He was from Gray Street, and he trained me to go. That's all I can tell you.
Right, because Nick Cannon even commented. He said that he was shocked when he found out from our interview that you and Suge shook hands afterwards. And him and Suge were like, I think they probably still are working together on some life rights movie book type shit.
Yeah, man. Nick, like all of a sudden, Nick Cannon a street dude. Come on, man. Nick Cannon ain't even from out here. You know what I'm saying?
San Diego.
San Diego. He's not no gang member.
No.
Not at all.
His family was, but he's not.
For real?
Yeah.
Really?
His dad.
Yeah. For real? Mm-hmm. What are you selling, birds and shit?
I don't know the details.
I never heard of his dad. I've been to the Fed, so I know Big Yard, Steve. I know all them dudes from San Diego and Sendo that was balling.
I pulled it up. So his dad started the Lincoln Park Bloods.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay. When I first went, Bodacious from Lincoln Park was my celly up in the Sycamore. When I first walked up in the pen in Chino, my celly, he's from Lincoln Park. His name was Big Bodacious. Yeah, but I never heard of no Nick Cannon dad. Never heard of him.
Well, I guess you ran into Daz after the incident?
Yeah. When I got out the feds, me and my partner Bubble Up, we went to this dude, Melvin Cherry's house to get some weed. And he got the little one-way in like this place. And he let us in. I'm like, hey man, you don't know who I am? Dad's like, no. I said, man, I'm Keefe D from South Side, dude. You know what I'm saying? I said I had seen his ass, we had seen him after that shit happened. At Cal State Dominguez Hill was at a celebrity game. He was up there acting a fool, like a little bitch and shit. And he don't know the Reaper. We had the Reaper with us. You know what I'm saying? The Undertaker, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, let me get him. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to noodle his ass that day. Acting a damn fool. Like, man, leave that little kid alone. He don't know what he's doing. He's from Texas, really, you know? Yeah, but he was acting a fool. And Snoop Dogg was like, man, calm your ass down, dude. Get your ass punished, you know? Yeah. But I ran into him at the thing, and I was like, man, you don't know who I am? Like, no. I said, man, I'm Keefe D. I was ready to make you touch everything in that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Because the way he was acting. And he like, man, I was wrong, dude. You know what I'm saying? I was hoodwinked by that dude.
By who? By Suge?
Oh, by Suge, yeah. Yeah. And I guess they fell out now.
Yeah, they had a falling out.
Yeah.
A major one, actually.
Yeah, major one.
Yeah. Well, you know, and we had actually did an interview with Corrupt.
Yeah.
And, the interviewer, she brought up, Keefe D, and Corrupt said, that's irrelevant. Next question. He didn't even want to talk about it.
That's
You know what I'm saying? He didn't even want to discuss it.
I hate talking about this. I don't know if you saw, but Vlad interviewed Keefe D, Orlando Anderson's uncle.
Okay.
He admitted to being in the car that killed Tupac. Did you see that interview by chance?
That's irrelevant. Go to the next question.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
One night he was close to Pac too.
One night they had Puff had an after party at the El Capion, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we was up in the VIP and shit, and some ladies was with me, my wife and her friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I had sat them down at the table, and I asked them what they wanted to drink. So I went and bought a couple of bottles of Dom Perignon and some Hennessy. So I get back, They in my girl's chair. Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Dash, and they dog. And I'm like, I told them, if y'all don't get y'all little ass up, you know what I'm saying? Okay, OG. Yeah, y'all tripping. They just take my girl's seats. You know what I'm saying? What type of man take girl seats anyway? You know what I'm saying? I guess they rap shit that went to their head. But back then, more people was in. They was on our nutsacks, the big ballers. They went on the rappers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they went on the rappers.
Well, after our last interview, there was a story that came out that I guess while you were working, well, after the whole Greg Kading situation, you know, when Greg Kading approached you and recorded you and everything else like that, there was a claim that you were sent to New York with a wire to try to get ZIP on tape.
That's not true.
For murder.
That's not true.
It's not true at all.
Not true at all. Not true at all.
Is it Greg Kading who said that, or?
He's lying. Let me tell you, that day, they came the day before Thanksgiving. So they said, the U.S. attorney's like, come back and let us know by January the 9th. That's what's going to happen. So they showed me what they got. Woo, 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 woo. And I told that fool when I did decide, I said, if you think I'm going to be setting up my peers or anything like that, I already know what the fuck you guys want. You know what I'm saying? If you think I'm going to be setting up my peers and anything like that, going around there wearing wires, doing that old punk-ass bullshit, you can lock me the fuck up right fucking now, dude, because I'm not going to set up my peers.
Well, but
I'm
ZIP,
not no fucking sellout like that.
ZIP is not someone you grew up with or anything else like that. He was just someone you associated with. He's from New York.
We became tight.
You guys became tight.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember when I interviewed Mike Tyson, him and ZIP were really tight.
Yeah.
In fact, he even went to this whole story about how, I forgot, it was for like a few $100,000, like basically ZIP and Tyson basically ripped off Don King for a bunch of cash. Like Don King brought a bunch of money and ZIP basically got him out the room and they just kept the money.
Yeah.
ZIP took the $600,000.
Really?
Yeah.
From who?
From Don, when he came in with the money, he was trying to do something, and then Zip said, thought, let's come back later and we'll talk about that. He just walked him out the door. He said, hey man, let me get some of that money to pay some people. I got to pay some people. WBC, the dog, come back. He's come back. And Zip, you never met Zip, have you?
I haven't, no.
Zip is such a gentleman. Please come back, Zip. Not right now. He's just not feeling well, dog. Click, bye.
Yeah, Zip was cool. Zip was cool dude. Yeah, I wouldn't wear no wire. I would never do no shit like that. If you think I'm gonna be setting up my people like these dudes did me, you can lock me the fuck up right now. And I already know what the fuck you guys want. Cause y'all follow me around for 15 years for this punk ass bullshit.
Well, in fact, you know, there was the rumor that after Pac got killed, Puffy gave Zip $1 million that was supposed to be handed over, and Zip ended up keeping it. And I remember when I interviewed TK Kirkland, who was actually roommates with Zip at one point. They were that close. He actually said, yeah.
The feds said that too.
He said that shit actually happened. Well, the story that has circulated was that after Tupac got killed, Puffy allegedly gave the money.
I heard
to Zip.
Yes.
And Zip was supposed to give the money to Keefe and them.
Yes.
But he never gave the money to him.
But thank God he never gave him the money, right? Think about it. If he gave the money, Puffy would be in prison now, money for hire, a murder for hire. So thank God. If this is a true story, I'm not saying yes or no, but if he would have gave them the money, it'd have been a murder for hire and Puffy would be locked up.
Yeah, I said he's a dirty motherfucker.
Yeah, and he even said that, like, in retrospect, that was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to Puffy. By Zip stealing the money, now Puffy isn't connected to that shit. Or else it would have been like a murder for hire or something, you know what I'm saying?
The FBI said Zip.
So the FBI told you the same
he was
thing.
a dirty motherfucker, yeah.
So the FBI told you that Zip kept that money as well.
They said Zip's a dirty motherfucker. Everybody crossed you. You're the last one to know every fucking thing. Even lawyers, your friends, everybody can cross your ass. You just don't know. Even the dudes you was riding in the car with every day, like a low jack. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, Zip had a history of ripping people off.
Yeah. He never ripped me off.
Well,
otherwise
I mean,
he wouldn't have.
Did he technically do? I mean, if he kept the money that
Yeah.
supposedly.
True.
So actually, he ripped you off for $1 million.
Yeah. If that's what happened, yeah. They sure said it. The FBI said that. The people
Really?
down, yeah,
That's
U.S.
crazy.
attorneys, all that. They said that. Zip's a piece. They said he's a piece of shit. But I didn't ever know that he got no money. But they said he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Gene Deal said he got it too.
Oh,
Kirkland.
really?
Yeah, everybody's,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you and Orlando Anderson were in the studio with Biggie and Bone Thugs when they were doing Notorious Thugs.
No, I wasn't there.
Orlando was there?
Orlando probably was there, but I wasn't there.
Okay, so did Orlando and Biggie have their own relationship?
Nah.
Or was it a Bone Thugs relationship?
Bone.
Oh, okay. So Orlando and one of the dudes from Bone were friends?
What's the name came over? BG came over with the dude Bones at a Super Bowl party that we had.
Oh, because BG was on Ruthless and Bone was on Ruthless.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He came over with the little dude, like, he had that gun, shotgun, like, on that video. What's the little dude with the shotgun? Oh, shit, the police! You seen that video?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't remember. I know what you're talking
Lazy
about.
Bone, was it?
Yeah, I get the Bones mixed up, man. Like,
The one that threw the bottle at the verses. He threw the bottle, you motherfucking bitches! Against the
the crazy one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He the one she came over. He came over, yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So in Gene Deal, he said he introduced you to Biggie the night that Biggie got killed?
I've been knew Biggie before then.
Okay.
We've been knew Biggie before.
You guys already knew each other.
Yes, at the studios and all that shit.
Okay. But
he didn't want to. They had that shit roped off, and he told them let Keefe D through, let them through. Then Puff told me that the FBI in the house, you know what I'm saying, he really blew their security. You know what I'm saying? We could have had their back.
Well, yeah. I mean, you had said that if if the South Side Crips were doing security for Biggie that night, that he wouldn't have gotten killed.
No, he wouldn't have got killed because we would have had our cars lined up with his. How could they got away? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have let the gutter lane be. You know what I'm saying? We know, yeah.
Right, because you guys were in the garage when Biggie got killed?
Yeah, I was in the garage when Biggie got killed.
When you heard the news that he got killed, what'd you think? Or he got shot? I guess no one knew what had happened yet.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. Then the punk ass Compton polices pull us over talking about y'all killed Biggie too. That shit was all a framework, dude. You know, to me.
Okay, well, the night that Biggie got killed, DJ Quik and DJ Theo Mizahara were outside when that happened.
Exactly.
At one point, you said something about DJ Quik's involvement, and he got actually really upset over that. He even threatened to sue you.
That was my opinion, dude.
Okay, so it's not based on any fact or anything else.
It ain't based on no facts, but
That's
that was my opinion. He the only one was out of place. Him and that dude. And all the dude did was cry about he like you.
Who?
Theo.
I talked to Theo.
Y'all some Tupac loving motherfuckers.
Okay.
Y'all is.
Yeah, I'm a Tupac. Yeah, I love Tupac.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Y'all wish y'all could dig him up. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do not wish I could dig him up.
Let me tell you another thing. Let me tell you another thing. Y'all some Tupac loving motherfuckers. I swear to God.
I like him as an artist, man. I like him as an artist. I like his music.
Let me tell you another thing. I was up on Beverly and Santa Monica right there at that little coffee shop, and it's Beverly Glen and what is that? Santa Monica. It's a coffee shop and it's it's called that Walgreens right there. So I'm sitting in the parking lot talking to one of my partners. It's a dude pull up in a 580, brand new, pretty motherfucker, burgundy. And he looking at me and he's like, Keefe D. And he kept on saying it. I ain't paying no fucking attention. And he like, hey, motherfucker, why the fuck you kill the best rapper alive, you motherfucker? No, my partner's like, my partner that was with me, he Jewish too. He like, what's it to you? And he like, hey motherfucker, why you kill the best rapper alive? So my Jewish partner, he a gangster. He chased the shit out of this Jewish dude. He had on his little hat and his glasses. He chased him up in the middle of that street. And you know, and around that curve, they do like 80 or 90 miles per hour. Whoa! And I'm talking about the cars almost killed this dude trying to be a Tupac friend, trying to take him for Tupac. I swear to God, the car, I'm talking about it. His hat and glasses was in the street. So when my Jewish partner got back, I said, why you chase that motherfucker? He said, because I know them cars be doing 70 and 80 around that motherfucking curve. Gonna get his ass killed.
Well, Theo reached out to me, and we had a conversation. And he wanted to do an interview, and he claimed that, you know, he knew the cop that was down with the LAPD who actually killed Biggie, and he even gave me the name of that cop. I looked into it, and there was just literally just zero connection. Like literally the cop that he named, we looked into it. We actually spoke to some of his coworkers, and all of them were like, no.
What the fuck, yeah.
They were like, no, not this guy was not even affiliated with nobody. He was a very square dude.
Them the only two dudes that was out of place. You know what I'm saying? That night.
I mean, is Theo really out of place as a DJ? He deals with...
What the fuck are you doing at this party?
I mean, it's an industry party.
What are you doing at this party, dude?
Like I said,
and he's a Tupac lover like you. Okay. What are you doing at this party? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because it was a Biggie party?
You know who was there, man. Come on, homie.
All right. Well, anyways, like I said, I ended up not, you know, he's going to see this and probably get upset, but I'm saying, like, you know, someone tells me someone who was there is telling me, hey, I got this important piece of information. I'm not just going to give someone a platform unless I feel there's some real legitimacy behind it. And like I said, I seriously looked into it, and we spoke to other LAPD guys that were affiliated with the guy he mentioned, and this guy was retired at this point.
Yeah.
And all of them said,
hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I can't. I'm like, I can't do this interview.
If he would said David Mack or some fucking
No, it wasn't David Mack. It was Rafael Perez. It was,
I said if he would have said that, you would have been,
that might be a little bit legitimate. But the guy he mentioned was this old guy who was already retired, and everyone was like, this guy wasn't even affiliated with nobody. He never. We would tell him stories about the music, and he would get excited because he never was around any of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
But Theo, and what's his name was there at the party.
Theo and DJ Quik were there. This is true. But DJ Quik, there is no actual, and I just want to clear this. Listen, me and DJ Quik have our, you know, well, he has issues with me. I don't have issues with him. So, but I'm just saying, like, regardless of that, there is no actual proof that he had anything to do with it.
No. That was just my opinion, man. My opinion like an asshole. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Well, and you said that Suge had, you know, basically killer cops on his payroll.
Yeah. I'm just saying, East Coast do that type of shit, man. Like John Gotti, them, they hire the police, put them on the payroll.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Gangsters out here don't do that shit. That's why Suge wasn't no fucking gangster. You don't fucking hire. We don't trust the police. You know what I'm saying? We don't trust the police on the West Coast, homie.
Well, you felt that those cops on Suge's payroll were the ones that put out the rumor that you guys killed Biggie.
Yeah, they did.
Which you guys had nothing to do with.
Then how could they be in part of an investigation if they the suspects? You know what I'm saying?
LAPD.
Compton people police do, motherfucker. Yeah. How, you know what I'm saying? Get him. Hey, part of the investigation. Keep it, get him. You know what I'm saying? All the time to cover their ass, I guess. But that's some bullshit they was putting on. I went to school, Compton High, and it was I went to and played football with maybe like 4 cops. You know what I'm saying? That was Crip cops. And they told me to stay up my ass about the Compton doing that. You don't want to be like the dude. It was a dude got killed on Mill. They said, if you don't want to be like that dude, man, stay your ass out of Compton, Keefe D. And that's what I did.
Do you know Poochie?
Nah, I don't know. I heard of him, though.
Because based on a few interviews that I did, people were saying that Poochie was the one who killed Biggie. Poochie's dead, by the way.
I heard that, too. I heard it in the street, yeah.
Do you, based on what you know, do you think that that's the person who killed Biggie, or do you think it was someone else?
I think the Popo.
Okay. You think it was the police?
Yeah.
So you
I think it's Suge boys. I think it was Suge police friends.
Okay.
His crew.
Right, because at one point you were locked up with David Mack.
Yes.
David Mack was allegedly affiliated with Death Row.
Exactly.
He robbed a Bank of America for $700,000 while he was a cop.
Yeah. They did that sweep on us. It was 70 Crips. They put us all in jail. The FBI did a sweep on us. And so we was in the holding tank down there, all of us. And this is motherfucker in PC. It's a dude in PC, and this motherfucker keep on hollering out my fucking name. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is this? So once we got on the elevator, the U.S. Marshal dudes was like, man, that's that police motherfucker, David Mack. I'm like, oh shit, how the fuck he know me? I guess they had some pictures of me ready to, you know what I'm saying, do their thing on me. But I move way smoother than, I move different, you know what I'm saying? Yes. It'd be hard to get me.
Right, because Rafael Perez, he got locked up as well, right?
Yeah.
And he was also allegedly affiliated with
But,
Death.
you know, I was a part of that whole investigation. That first shit, they wanted me and Suge, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The people downtown, the major crime units, they wanted me and Suge and the U.S. attorneys. Then I said once Rafael Perez did that shit, I see where the whole shit shifted, where they wanted the police, the crooked cops, keep, you know anything about them? And I don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know shit. Yeah. But I seen where they whole investigation turned.
Well, after our interview, you went on the Gangster Chronicles and you did an interview with Mob James in the same room.
No, I didn't.
No?
Hell no.
Weren't you and Mob James? Were you and Mob James ever in the same room?
Yeah, I went up to this little studio where he was at.
That's what I'm saying.
They asked me to get on there. I was like, hell no, where the bread at? Get on that shit.
Okay, so you went to the studio, but you didn't do the interview.
Yeah, and he said I was scared of him and all that. Man, no way in hell I was scared of you, Mob James. Come on, dude.
Well, I mean, I had been trying to set up an interview with both you guys in the same room, and
yeah,
it's just, for whatever reason, it hasn't happened yet.
I
mean, is that possible?
All my blood friends told me don't get on there with him.
Okay.
Your shit is totally different. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not going to happen, is what you're saying?
Nah. I'll be going against my blood friends. They call me from everywhere. Inglewood Family, Swans, fucking the Nicholson Gardens. Even some of his homeboys even said that, don't get on there with that dude. But I already knew what he had did when I went on a violation in 2005 and the whole building was talking about Mob James. You know what I'm saying? I already knew what he had did. I was in the MDC and everybody was talking about him.
Well, Harry O got out of prison.
Yeah.
In 2021. Did you guys see each other at all or talk or anything?
I ain't talked to him. No, I've been staying out the way, dog.
Yeah. Well, he's been staying out the way too, actually.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with him. Yeah, I mean, we talked about possibly doing something, but he's been very just kind of low key.
Yeah.
I think he's just happy to be out and he doesn't want to go back in for anything.
Exactly. But Harry O was telling the truth, and if Suge would have been true to the game and kept this shit real, all that, he wouldn't have had all this bad luck, dude. That's all I can tell you. And he know them dudes started that shit. He cut them off, all that shit. They put up their fucking money and they in prison. And you take advantage, try to take their shit like that. That shit wrong, dude. And that's why he had so much bad luck.
Well, he ended up losing the whole company over
Exactly.
Because Harry O's wife ended up suing him, and then Suge ended up, I guess, not going to court.
Yeah.
And then they just gave her a default judgment, and basically he lost everything.
Yeah.
Which happens more times. Honestly, man, I've heard a few people that have just lost everything just because they didn't go to court.
Yeah, he was wrong. If he was true to the game would have been true to him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've always said it. I mean, like Suge, had he just moved differently, he could be a billionaire right there next to Dre right now. He would have had a piece of Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, Beats by Dre.
And the real founders, you think I'm mad? I'm mad too.
Yeah,
I'm mad as fuck. I would have had a piece of that pie. Once my homie got home and Harry O got home, I would have had a piece of that pie. I had me a big old mansion somewhere, you know what I'm saying, balling. Yeah, he fucked it off. And he know we did that for him, dude. Even Reggie said sometimes, Keefe D, yeah. Then he get on there. He changed his story a lot. Your boy Reggie, that's all he do. Change his story. Him and his daddy some lying motherfuckers, boy. They the lyingest motherfuckers I ever seen in my life.
Well, didn't Reggie Wright Jr. go to prison after our last interview?
Yeah. He got caught with some weed.
Yeah.
He's just a bad businessman.
Yeah, I mean, he was basically trying to sell weed when he no longer had a license and move around with some, I think some Crips or something like that, and it all just kind of blew up. I mean, his dad almost went to prison too, right along with him.
Exactly. For putting that money in that bank,
for using the bank account. Yeah.
Exactly. And then he's like, he even said, Keefe D going to prison. I bet you I'll give you a death row shirt. Whoever guessed it right there. Don't nobody want no punk ass death row shirt, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He talking about, I'm giving out a death row shirt. If anybody can guess today, Keefe D get locked up for prison.
All right, so let's talk about that. So Reggie Wright said that police came to his house to investigate the Tupac shooting and your involvement in it.
That's what I don't understand. Why do they keep asking this crooked ass cop shit? You know what I'm saying? Why they keep asking this crooked ass cop shit, man? Just like I said, when he said, bet you Keefe D getting locked up for Tupac murder? And I said, he need to be right in handcuffs with me for Biggie murder, because I know he had his hands in that shit. That's what was my get back to him.
Right, because Greg Kading also called for the Las Vegas Police Department to arrest you.
He did?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well, I did a deal with the U.S. attorneys and U.S. attorney, and the dude was from D.C., Justice Department. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I was like, you came out here? He like, yeah, I came out here to get you. And it was way bigger time people that was going to go down with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people was going to go down. If I wouldn't have said nothing, we'd have lost our whole community, lost all my homies. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they shredded the indictment. So I really did a lot of people a favor. They should be thanking me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what Greg Kading's point was that when, he recorded you did the proffer agreement, all that can't be used against you. But if you choose to do interviews and talk about it again, that can be used against you.
He the one did that crooked shit. Right. You don't think that shit's crooked as a mother. We can get people killed behind that shit.
He released the footage?
He had the fucking, man, the proffer deals, they don't record. You know what I'm
really?
saying? You know they don't record that shit, dude.
Okay, I didn't know that.
FBI don't record. He was set up there doing that illegal shit, dude. That shit was illegal. I would have never said nothing if I knew he had a fucking thing in his pocket. That was supposed to be a fucking secret to the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They even said sue his motherfucking ass.
I mean, you're 60 years old right now?
Almost.
Almost 60.
Yeah.
Are you worried at all? Are you worried that this might come back and bite you? And you might end up having to, essentially, at this age, anything related to that would be a life sentence, right?
Whatever life got to offer me, I'm going to handle it, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm a God-fearing man. Whatever life going, you know what I'm saying, deal me, whatever cards I got dealt, I'm going to handle it. I ain't going to go up there and cut my wrist, hang myself, or nothing like that. If they want to come put me in jail for life, it's just something I got to do, dude. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm scared of jail or nothing.
Well, you've done a quarter of your life in prison already, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't really worry you.
It ain't nothing. And Vegas jail to California jail, way harder than Vegas jails. You know what I'm saying? And there's way more harder inmates. You know what I'm saying? I just left from there. They made me the map rep. You know what I'm saying? That's how big of a Crip I was with them. Like, you the map rep, dog. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I did an interview with Edie from the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Who was there when it happened? He was in the car behind Suge and Pac's car when the shooting occurred. And I sat there and, I showed him the whole interview before it was officially released because me and him have a relationship. And we did an interview afterwards. And he said that he doesn't consider you his enemy. And he said that if you guys ever cross paths, that he wouldn't, do you any harm or anything of that sort. He has no animosity towards you, is what he said.
Yeah. He right. That's cool.
Do you look at Keefe D as an enemy?
No.
You don't?
No.
You don't look at Keefe D as an enemy?
Nah. And if I did, I definitely wouldn't say it on camera. You know what I mean?
Should nobody have no animosity towards me. They seen the footage. That man was wrong as a motherfucker, man. If you his fan, I know you love him. You know the man is fucking wrong.
I think he was wrong in attacking Orlando. I think that had nothing to do with him. I think that he played a role in his demise, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that. And if he wanted it done, he could have just had someone else do it.
Exactly.
He had actual security.
You're the fucking biggest rapper in the world.
Yeah,
fucker.
I wouldn't put hands on someone if I had a problem with him. I have security right here sitting next to me. You know what I mean?
Like me, you think I'm gonna, man, I ain't had to bust up great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I tell them I would have high to jump back then, I was sure we was doing this shit way before Death Row even came out, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I did actually ask Edie, because I told him that we're going to have an interview today. Yeah. And I asked him if he would like to ask you a question, a video question on camera, and he actually did record a question. Can I go ahead and play it for you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Vlad, I appreciate the opportunity. If I had one question, I would ask Keefe D if he is an admitted gangster, like he said, why he doing so many interviews? I was always taught gangsters move in silence. That's about it.
I do move in silence.
I think that's a fair question.
Okay, gangsters move in silence. You right. How could I fucking move in silence? You making it loud, Greg Caden making it loud, everybody making it fucking loud. Him too. You know what I'm saying? I came out here to defend myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's why I came out. You know how many people you talking about me like a dog, motherfucker.
Who, me?
Yeah, man. Every week, some Keefe D. Motherfucker don't even know me. I got to come defend myself.
Well, hold on.
I had to come out here and defend myself.
People have talked, have said what they said about you, but I don't think you've ever heard me say anything negative about you. Have you? Me personally?
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you another thing I didn't like what you did. You did that.
Go ahead.
You did that 6ix9ine shit. You trying to put me on the same pedestal with him, man? Come on, homie.
I'd have to see the video.
No, you said it in a little cartoon, motherfucker. You sent it.
In a cartoon.
You did a little cartoon that you sent me. How you like this, Keefe D? I didn't respond to you. You sent a little cartoon where I was his defense attorney or something. 6ix9ine.
Oh, I didn't make that cartoon. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. That was a cartoon made by Phil No Bep. I know who they are, and they had you on there just going, damn.
Then you trying to make
they weren't. I know what you're talking. Now that you say, I know what you're talking about. They weren't putting you next to 6ix9ine. They were just having you say your little catchphrase. Damn.
And this dude right here.
So I never dissed you, nor was that cartoon.
Answering this question.
Okay.
This dude right here, this motherfucker ain't been through half the shit I've been through, dude. All these rappers always got something fucking to say. They need to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? All y'all is fucking rappers, dude. You know, fucking gangster. Yeah, and I'm here to defend my motherfucking self, my honor, motherfucker.
Okay.
That's why I'm here now.
So Boosie saying that Orlando shooting Tupac made Orlando hated worldwide. And that's what he feels that he has an issue with.
No, he said I was a fucking, me and Freeway was a fucking snitch. And I answered him back. I hit him back. I seen the interview.
Yep.
Said, that motherfucking snitch. Who are you, Boosie? You get this dude a platform. Who the fuck are you? You a fucking rapper, dude. You act like you was a stamp gangster out here, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you said, Boosie should go wipe down with some lotion.
Yeah, you need to wipe it.
And
Boosie,
Boosie actually responded and said, yeah, I do get ashy sometimes. He actually laughed about
almost
it.
every day. You need to get some. I can tell him how to fix that shit.
Yeah.
Get him some lotion and some baby oil. Mix that shit. You know
And he also, Boosie actually said that he has no beef with you.
Okay, yeah, but you need to.
Well, before I wrap up, I just kind of want to get your take on a couple of things that have happened that's really outside of your situation. Like, for example, since our last interview, Nipsey Hussle got killed. And Eric Holder, who was basically in the same gang as Nipsey, he was a Rolling 60s Crip as well, just got convicted for murder, and he just got 60 years. When you look at that situation, growing up in a Crip environment, number one, have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen Crips kill each other in your set?
Yeah, that's a sad thing. My generation, we don't kill Crips. My generation, we don't fight against Crips or nothing. We wasn't separated. It wasn't the end of the car. It wasn't the Hoover car. We was all Crips, man. We stuck together like white on rice, man. It was machine motion, man. You know what I'm saying? Machine motion. My generation don't do that. Don't kill other Crips. You know what I'm saying? We just don't do that.
I mean, it was happening in Death Row, though. A lot of the Bloods, me and Mob James talked about that. Like, he literally had like a list of all the Bloods that were killing each other. You know, it was a mess.
Yes, it was.
It was a mess over there. But you're saying the South Side Crips weren't doing that to each other.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. We stick together, man.
Got it.
And I know my generation, as far as people my age, we was really Crips, man. There wasn't no separation. The end of the car, wasn't no gangster car, it wasn't no hub and the dub. We was all Crips, man.
Yeah.
C motion, man.
Yeah, man, it was sad. It was sad because I'd interviewed Nipsey before. I'd run into him, had conversations, sad. Man, and his death actually, united the Rolling 60s and the A-Trays that have been beefing for like 30, 40 years. They actually had a peace walk together for the first time ever.
That's good, yeah.
Shout out to Big U, helped organize that.
Yeah, that's my boy, yeah.
You know Big U?
Yeah, I was in CRC with him back in '88.
Big U said something interesting in our interview that we did a while back. He said that if he hadn't been in prison, Suge wouldn't have been able to run around LA with all the Bloods and everything else like that and run shit the way he was doing.
If he would have been out?
If he would have been out.
That's probably good. He got some power.
Yeah.
He got power, yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He didn't say that as an insult. He just said, hey, it's just.
I had some powers back then, but he was running wild and he was up under our umbrella, you know what I'm saying? Our gangster umbrella with my partner.
Okay, so you guys were affiliated with the Rolling 60s?
I'm just saying, Suge was up under our umbrella. My partner that was in the feds.
Yeah.
That's why, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he's up under our umbrella, dude.
Yeah.
Under our gangster umbrella. And he was getting our money, you know what I'm saying? And I was doing it far as the street level, and he was doing it far as the business level. We had the same boss, dog.
What'd you think of Lamar Tate?
Tate.
Well, he's the actor that actually played you in the
in
the movie.
That was bullshit.
In the Biggie and Tupac movie.
Man, that was bullshit. He was here. Yeah, that was bullshit, man.
You weren't at all flattered that someone's actually playing a character on you on a major movie?
Man, that dude, man, that wasn't me, dude. I wore $3,000 suits, dude. He's running around the khaki, little fat motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't me, dude. They don't know how to play me. They didn't know how to play me. That was the stereotype gangbanger, dude. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't me, dude.
So you weren't happy with the portrayal?
Hell no, that was bullshit.
Did they talk to you at all? Did they reach out or?
No, they didn't pay me or nothing.
Nothing.
I ain't gonna even say nothing, but they wrong.
Right.
They supposed to reach out. Even the companies are supposed to reach out and pay me. They just did my images and everything. The little football players, the high school students the college students getting paid behind that name, images, and license and shit.
Well, I think the way it works though with like a
public figure.
Well, yeah, it's like a public figure and also someone that if they're involved in it and they know you, they can portray you based on their own recollection and stuff like that. It gets weird. I mean, listen. If you look at the Suge situation, The reason why he's in prison right now was because he wanted to get paid for his portrayal in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
And he tried to go to Compton and
Yeah,
push the line and ultimately end up, Terry ended up dead and you know what I'm saying? And he ended up doing 28 years now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
But no, that wasn't me, dog. I wore Brioni suits, dude.
Right.
I was like a Clinton with Brioni suits, man. I wasn't wearing no fucking khakis or sagging my pants. Come on, man. I had my britches up, dog. And I was fly. Crocodiles, $3,000. Man. Rolex watches and all that. Come on, that was a bad portrayal.
Okay. Have you been following what's happening in Atlanta with the whole YSL Young Thug RICO case?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a RICO case yourself?
No, they was trying to do that, but they figured out we wasn't all getting our shit from the same place.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you look at what's happening, when you look at these rappers who are multimillionaires, making all this money, only to get wrapped up in a RICO case.
They doing the shit backwards.
Does it remind you of the Suge situation a little bit?
Huh?
Does it remind you of the Suge situation a little
Kinda,
bit?
yeah. I would have said, I got all that money, man. What the fuck? That's what you get the money for. They doing it backwards. I don't know what the hell. They wait to get all that money and join the gang. That's stupid as hell. To me, that's stupid.
Yeah.
People, our generation is trying to get up out that shit. We grew up in it and we trying to get out, trying to advance our family, trying to get us a business, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get us a home. So our family, generation wealth. Yeah.
You have kids. You have 4 kids.
Yeah.
Your youngest son is right here in the room with us. Did any of your kids join a gang?
No. They better not join no gang. Especially my daughters.
Okay. Right, because I think your son, before the interview, said, I'm still in the streets. You're like, no, you're not. You had to check him right there.
Yeah. He better be doing on that shit behind my back.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because I already did that for them. You know what I'm saying?
If you found out...
Most of my kids went to college, all that shit.
Okay.
My grandsons, they finna go to college, they balling. A couple of them gonna make the pros.
Good.
Yeah. Come on.
Was that a conversation that you guys had? Was it like, listen, you're not going to do this? Yeah, I lost a quarter of my life. I lost...
You see what the fuck I went
all
through,
the money
all
I
this
lost.
Shit. Yeah, everything, yeah. Shit ain't even worth it. Shit is not worth it at all. You know what I'm saying? If I could go back, because I was going to UCLA when I was in high school, I should have stuck that shit out, dude. All them dudes that was in that program with me is rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It take a little longer, but they rolling, they successful. They had to look behind their back and had to go through all this turmoil, all this bullshit. I should have stayed in that program and made it rich, man, like they did.
Right. And especially now, 2023.
Yeah.
Like if that Vegas situation with Pac happened right now,
oh yeah,
it would have been solved in 38 seconds.
Yeah. The phone, these right here.
Yeah.
Them
you would have had 30
back
people.
in the day, they used to say,
yep.
They used to say, we gonna chip up everybody, put a chip in everybody's hand or forehead. They got the chip in your hand with that phone, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That phone was the chip.
No, if that
they know
happened,
where you at and everything.
Yeah. If that Las Vegas situation happened right now, there would have been 30 cell phone.
Yeah, every right there, pinging right there. Yeah.
Right there, they would have triangulated
all that,
locations. They would have
followed us everywhere. Yeah.
Videos. There's probably some satellites they probably could have cross-referenced.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's not worth it to be a criminal.
No, it ain't. It ain't.
Yeah.
That shit is over.
You guys, the golden era where you guys were running wild, that's over.
Over. Yeah, it's over. Done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keefe D, man, appreciate you coming back in.
Okay, no problem.
See, you're still healthy.
Yeah.
You know, you had cancer at one point?
Yeah.
And you beat it.
I beat it, yeah.
Right. It was a colon cancer?
I told you I beat 3 of the baddest entities in the world. United States government, fucking cancer, and the streets.
There you have it. That's how we're going to end it. Keefe D, appreciate you coming in.
Okay.
Until next time.
Okay.